I'm Rita. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Life Worth Reading. And welcome officially to the first reading vlog of 2025. Again, we're all thinking it, but it feels absurd to be talking about the year 2025. It doesn't even feel like a real year, but here we are, and I have decided that I'm going to make the most out of it. The end of 2024 had me feeling very down for reasons, but I have been slowly making a lot of progress. I have been feeling a lot better. I try to stay consistent with YouTube because making videos does bring me a lot of happiness. It does help me to take my mind off of certain things, and I love reading. This is a really great hobby that I have, so I try to stay consistent. But it is a new year now, and I am very much ready to move on from the past and just sit here, not only in the present, but also to plan my future. And obviously that involves reading, that involves making videos, and I am just so excited about the first reading vlog of 2025. I don't have a lot of plans for this one. It's not very much a themed vlog. It's more of a let's read my first book of the year together and enjoy our week. If I'm being really honest, today is the 6th of January. So I took a few days off because I was still recovering from New Year's, and also had a final project of a subject to hand in yesterday night, which I did. So I was taking a few days off. I read a little bit. I'm going to talk about the book that I'm currently reading, but I just kind of took some days off to rest, recover, and also to finish that goddamn project. And because of that, today's a Monday, and I have thought, well, why not start a new reading vlog? So let's talk about what I'm currently reading, and my first book of 2025 is going to be A Curious Beginning by Deanna Raybourn. This is a book that I really wanted to get to at the end of 2024. I didn't have enough time for it, so I thought I would start my year with this book. This is the beginning of the Veronica Speedwell series, which is 9 books long, I think, so I have a lot of catching up to do if I do end up enjoying it as much as I am. At the moment, I'm currently on page 63, and I am having a really great time with this. This is about our main character, Veronica Speedwell, and she was raised by this spinster aunt of hers, and that person has just recently died, and so Veronica, being an adult, is finally ready to be even more independent with her life. She is I do not know the scientific name of it. She hunts and studies butterflies. There's a name lepta something like that, but I really just don't recall at the moment. And so she goes on several expeditions throughout the world to hunt for butterflies, and she is a very interesting character so far. I feel like this is set during the Victorian times, but she's definitely a little bit more modern. She has flings with men. She speaks her mind. She is that bitch, basically. And at the beginning of this book, after burying her aunt, this man saves her from this house break-in that just happened, and he claims to be a baron. He's German, and he claims to have ties to her family that she never met, so her parents. And when he brings her to London and leaves her in the care of his most trusted friend, which is Dr. Stoker, who is also a scientist, a natural historian, so they have a lot in common there. And then that baron dies, and so she's left to figure out this mystery with Stoker. They're very, not really, they don't hate each other, but they're very unwilling to work together. Veronica wants to go her own way. Stoker wants to avenge the death of his great friend, and so they are kind of thrust into this whole mess together. So again, I'm really enjoying this so far. I think they have good chemistry. I like both of the characters. I like how unjudging he is of her, because she is a little bit different from what you would expect a woman would say or do during this time. And because of that, I am liking him and I'm liking the vibes, but there's still a lot of book to go, and I really don't know what this mystery will entail. I have no idea what's going on. I am just as confused as Veronica is. So I'm honestly just excited to keep going and see what I think of this book. I think this could be a wonderful series to start. The vibes are there. and I cannot wait to see where this mystery unfolds. So after that really long ass introduction, this is what I'm currently reading, and I don't have a lot of plans this week. I am trying to get out of my house more because since Christmas and New Year's, I have been kind of a homebody. And though I love being a homebody, I need to entertain myself. I'm currently on break for my semester. I still have one final project to hand in that I'm going to be working on this week as well, but it's not as time consuming as other ones. And I need entertainment. I am starved for entertainment. I need to leave my house. I need to do things. I worked out for the first time today, all year, get it? And I'm starved for entertainment. So I'm going to entertain myself this week. I don't know how, but I want to. I'm thinking I might go to the library today. I'm not sure. I have been to the library a couple of times this year already, and it's just such a comfortable place to be. It's a place that I love being at so much. I don't know, I'm thinking about it, but also it's already 4 p.m. and the sun will be setting at like 5, so it's a whole thing. But I am going to be reading a little bit now. I'm going on my balcony, though it's not the greatest weather today. The sun does come in and out, so I'm going to my balcony to read for a little bit and just breathe in the fresh air. And we'll see later what I do. Maybe I'll just end up staying home, but tomorrow I have to head out and do something for real. Hello friends, it's a brand new day, and I thought I could talk to you about my reading updates for A Curious Beginning. I'm currently on page 170, and I'm going to be talking to you whilst I do my new kind of daily makeup. I don't know. 2025, sorry for the approach. 2025 is going to be my makeup year. It's going to be my makeup year, and I am trying my best to just do something daily. Just do a little something, you know, nothing out of the ordinary, just a little something. And I thought I could talk to you while I'm doing that. So this book, it's really not what I expected going in. Even in the beginning, I thought it would be them diving straight into the mystery of what happened to the Baron, because the Baron is really, really great friends with Stoker. Also, most of the time I want to call him Stroker, which is so bad, but Stoker. And yeah, I thought it would be like them in London trying to figure out this murder mystery. And so far, and I'm halfway through, it's really not that. They kind of escape. They kind of escape London, and they just join a traveling circus to hide, because apparently Stoker used to be part of a traveling circus. So they just kind of join and figure out that they could hide in there. And only now are they going to start working together to figure out what happened, because Stoker doesn't really trust Veronica yet, which I understand, because yeah, like she shows up at his doorstep because the Baron brought her, and then suddenly the Baron dies, so he doesn't really trust her yet. And she trusts him, but she's also trying to figure out what the hell happened, because she still doesn't understand why she's in danger. And I don't understand it either. I'm gonna be really honest. I also don't get it. It's not for me to get. I'm not in the story, but I also don't get it. And what was I going to say? And yeah, it's just very confusing to me so far, because so I'm enjoying them. I'm enjoying the dynamics between them. I think they have amazing chemistry. And I'm kind of vibing with the traveling circus vibe and like the danger vibes. But at the same time, it's really not what I expected and not really what I wanted, I guess. So it's really not what I expected going in. I'm really enjoying their chemistry. And honestly, if I can say so, Veronica is literally so horny, and I get her. I really do get her. And every time that she's around Stoker, she's just like biting her lip, honestly. Like, she thinks he's so fine, which I am really enjoying. I think that's such a fun dynamic to have. Also, I have no idea what I'm doing. If I look like I know what I'm doing, I'm really not. I feel like it's a really fun dynamic to have, so I am really vibing with it. But yeah, like, she's literally so into him. It's kind of insane. Anyway, as I was saying, so I really get her, and I really am enjoying their chemistry. I just wish we could be solving crimes. I'm not gonna lie. I wish we were more in the murder mystery. I really wasn't expecting this traveling circus vibe, and even though, again, I am enjoying it. I like a traveling circus vibe. It's just not really what I was expecting. You know what I mean? So I really want to know more about the mystery, and I think that we're finally going to be starting really getting into the mystery and figuring out what the hell happened. I am so excited for that. I'm really, really looking forward to that, because I feel like it's just, I just love a good murder mystery, and I just love seeing people solve a murder. You know what I mean? But I am really enjoying Veronica. I have seen some reviews that say that she's not the most realistic character because she's very, very modern. And I understand that. But honestly, this is fiction, and even though it is historical fiction, I like that she's a little bit modern, even if it's not very realistic, because there are other books where women behave as they ought to during this time, and as other people think that they should. And I like that Veronica is just her own gal. She's like really her own gal. And I like that. It's a different dynamic. If people want to read about realistic historical fiction, they should look for realistic historical fiction where women are kind of limited by what they can do. And even though she absolutely is limited by what she can do, I think that it's fun to see her do things outside of what would be considered normal or even good for her. So I'm really into it. I really just don't care. And the backstory with Stoker is really interesting. There was this expedition that he did in the Amazon, so he had this whole like other identity before. Not really that he changed his identity or that he's into hiding. He just kind of adapted his name and is trying to distance himself from that. But I cannot wait to see what happened, because I really don't know what happened in this Amazon expedition, and I want to know the tea. I want to know the drama. I want to know what he did. I'm kind of into it, so I can't wait to figure that out. Okay, so now all I need is a little bit of lip liner and a little bit of, I don't have lipstick yet, so I'm using, what do you call it, like a chapstick, but it has a little bit of color in it. But yeah, I'm really excited to know where this book is headed, and I think that long term it could become like a new favorite series, but this book is not really blowing me away yet. It's not really blowing me away yet, to be quite honest. It's kind of like a 3.5, maybe a 4 at this point, but I think it could get better over time and with more books in the series. Mostly my problem with it really is the fact that we don't have a lot of the murder mystery going on. That's the part that I usually like the most. But not considering that fact, I am really enjoying it. I think it's a good time. And yeah, that is my daily kind of makeup that I'm trying out. And I think today I'm going to the library. I really feel like it. I need to leave my house, honestly. So I think I might be headed there. And yes, thank you for being here. I'm also going to be filming the intro to my sorry about that, my reading journal setup. I'm also going to be filming that, because I have done it, but I still need to film a little intro. So I think I'm going to do that now that my makeup is done, and then I'm heading to the library. I'm also going to be starting a new book today as part of my first buddy read of the year, which is so exciting to me. And yeah, I'll just see you in a little bit. It's the way that I keep coming on here and just lying to you, saying that I'm going to leave my house, and then I just fucking don't. Starting the year off by lying. It's not that I'm lying, like I feel like leaving my house, I feel like going to the library, and then I just don't. But I also did something important. I uploaded my reading journal setup, which I really wanted to do. I filmed an intro and an outro, and I really wanted to do that, so at least I got done. And now I'm about to take my makeup off. It's after dinner. I'm about to turn on my fairy lights. I'm about to lay cozy in my bed, as we all know that I love to do. And I'm about to lock the fuck in, and I'm going to finish A Curious Beginning because I'm on page 220, so I have about 110 pages left, and I really want to finish this book today because it's been a week. It's the 7th of January and I still haven't finished the book, and that feels wrong. So I'm about to lock in. We're about to finish this book together. So let's do that. Let's go cozy in bed. Let's take off the makeup and let's read. Hello, it is a new day, a new dawn, and I'm feeling good. I'm here because, first of all, I just unlocked a new filming angle, which is really nice. And second of all, I just filmed my entire physical TVR. I was dreading filming this, but since I have finished my first book of 2025, which we will be discussing soon, I really had to do this before I kept on reading books and the number was no longer authentic. So I reorganized my shelves because I had to take absolutely everything out, and then I had to put everything back in, and now my room is still a little bit of a mess. I'm still fixing some things, but that's why I'm here. But I think it looks good, so I'm just rolling with it. In terms of book, I did lock in and finish A Curious Beginning last night. I ended up enjoying this, but not as much as I thought I would. It's probably like a 3.5. I rounded up to a 4 because I really want to continue on with the series. I think this has a potential to be my least favorite in the series. I think as the series goes on, I think I'm going to enjoy more and more of their dynamic together, because that's what kept me going. It's the same as Emily Wilde, which I absolutely loved, but the first book was also a 4 because the plot had its flaws, had its issues for me, but their dynamic, ooh, that's what kept me going. So this is also what kept me going, because the plot was just not what I wanted. Only about almost 60% of the way through did we really return to London and start actually investigating this murder mystery, which is what I wanted all along. I think that the traveling circus, while a fun trope that I enjoy, I thought it was, in my opinion, really misplaced within the story. I feel like it was used way too early. It was a card that was just used way too early. I think it could have served well later on. I just would have liked to be more in London solving the murder mystery. because that's what I thought it would be going into it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I stand with it. It had its flaws, especially in terms of pace, in terms of plot. Some things just went too wrong sometimes, but also some things just solved themselves way too easily for these main characters. People just trusted them when maybe they shouldn't have. So there were some flaws in that sense, but I really enjoyed it overall, and I was eating their dynamic up. Like, I need a stroker in my life. Like, that's what I actually need, and I just love them together so much, and I cannot wait to carry on, quite honestly. Hello friends, I haven't seen you in a couple of days. I felt a little bit run down and a little bit sick in the last couple of days, and I just didn't do much. I didn't read much. That's why I didn't update you. It is now Sunday, which means that tomorrow makes a week that I've started this vlog, which is kind of embarrassing because I haven't done much. But I do want to tell you that I'm currently on page almost, like, basically page 200 of Trust of the Emerald Sea, so I'm a little bit over halfway through. I'm feeling just fine about it, which I really didn't expect, because every single person on my Goodreads page has given this book 5 stars. I'm just not really vibing with it, actually, which is, again, a little bit shocking. I really wasn't expecting that, but I'm just not loving it, quite honestly. I am going to bring it with me today because I'm heading out. I am going to watch a movie with a friend, which is going to be so much fun. We're watching Perfect Days by Wim Wenders. And it's a movie that has come out, but they're doing like a special screening, and 2025 is going to be my movie year. I really want to get more into movies, and especially going to cinema, going to special screenings, there are actually a lot of independent cinemas in Lisbon that I just want to enjoy more, quite honestly. So that's what I'll be doing today. I also had to finish a project for university that's to hand in today, but it's mostly done. So that's why I also haven't updated you in a while, but yeah, it's been a little rough, but everything is going to be better this week. I can feel it. It was just not a great week for me, but I bet that this one will be a whole lot better. So I'm going to try to not forget to film like some B-roll today. It's really hard, but I'm going to try my best to not forget, and I will see you when I come back. We're about to get really cozy as I walk you through some reading updates, live updates, movie reviews, because I just realized that I never even gave you a synopsis for what Trust of the Emerald Sea was, which is kind of criminal at this point, how far I am into the book. I haven't even told you what it is about. But before that, we're going to do some movie reviews, because today is Monday, and I forgot to tell you that on Friday night, when I started feeling really sick, I don't know, I was starting to feel like kind of bad. I thought I had a fever, but I had already booked my tickets to go to the cinema with my brother and his girlfriend, because we were going to watch Nosferatu. So I went anyway, which was kind of not the greatest idea. Now listen, I thought Nosferatu would be just a gothic kind of story, like scary, but not a horror movie. Guys, it is a horror movie. I was not ready for that. I'm kind of a chicken when it comes to horror movies. I do not watch them, especially at the cinema. Like, are you kidding? Are you joking? So I got my little sunglasses on, which is something I do when I'm scared so I can't see that well. I got my sunglasses on and I watched Nosferatu, which was really, really creepy, really scary. If you don't think it was scary, maybe you have a higher tolerance than me. I don't care. I thought it was really fucking scary. I didn't even sleep well that night. Not that I had dreamt about Nosferatu, but I dreamt like it just opened the gate to like bad thoughts and bad vibes. So I kind of like had nightmares the whole night. But I was fine the next day. Like by Saturday, I was fine. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was beautifully shot. The cinematography was amazing. And the gothic nature of it, the atmosphere was really there. But I don't know if I loved it. You know, it was kind of, I rated a 3.5 on Letterboxd. It was better than just fine. But it still wasn't absolutely incredible, if you know what I mean. So that was my first movie of the year. And then yesterday I told you that I was going to see Perfect Days with a friend. And it was so much fun. I loved the movie so much. It was a 4.5. It was almost perfect. I have been thinking a lot about it today. And it was just beautifully shot. And just the story was so compelling. The trying to find beauty in the small things in life. That really, really got me. That really got me. So I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I had such a great time yesterday. I had such a beautiful day. And I really needed that. Just to be with a friend and just talk and do things. And I don't know. It was just a really, really positive experience. So those have been the 2 movies that I've seen this year. This is going to be my movie year. And now I'm going to tell you about Tress of the Emerald Sea, because I haven't done that. So Tress of the Emerald Sea is about our main character, Tress. And Tress lives in this planet, which I guess is part of the Cosmere. I have never read anything else by Evan Sanderson, so I really don't know. But she lives in this world that's kind of green. It's kind of upsetting to live in. And Tress has this friend called Charlie, who is the son of the king, so he's the prince. And she's very much like a simple girl. She washes windows. And so they're really great friends. They have been for a couple of years. And they want to be something more. So they both kind of like each other. And all that I'm telling you happened within the first 20 pages of the book. So it's really not a spoiler. And then the king catches them. And he realizes that he has to get Charlie to be married. And so he takes him away to other lands by boat. And so, like, I think a year later, he's supposed to come back and he doesn't. And the king just comes back with another guy and he's like, yeah, this is my new son now, I guess. Just kind of crazy. And so she finds out that Charlie was kidnapped by the sorceress that lives at the Midnight Sea. So she lives in the Emerald Sea and he was captured by this horrifying sorceress that lives at the Midnight Sea. And so the whole book is her trying to save Charlie. And so she just kind of dives into this plan to go aboard a pirate ship and to sail to the Midnight Sea and try to capture Charlie. The writing is fun, it's playful, it's very middle grade / YA, though things happen. Bad things do happen, so it's not like a really happy middle grade, but it kind of has that narrator vibe, you know. And I just think it's kind of boring, which is horrible to say, but I think it's kind of boring, quite honestly. I'm just not really feeling it. I'm currently on page 260, so I have about 100 pages left, and I low-key want to DNF this. I really kind of do. I won't, but I kind of want to. I don't think it's for me. I thought it would be much more engaging. I didn't realize they would spend the whole book on the boat aboard this pirate ship, and I'm just not very interested in anything that's going on. So yeah, I kind of want to DNF it. I'm really bored, but I won't. So I'm going to read as much as I can today, at least until page 300, so I only have a couple of pages left tomorrow. But I don't know why I'm not vibing with it. I really don't know, because there's nothing like objectively wrong with this book. It's just not for me. It's not what I want right now. It's just not giving me what I want. But if I do still feel like reading after I reach page 300, I thought I would start I Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. This is a book that I have been meaning to read for literally years now, and I finally bought it at the end of 2024 with a gift card that I had for my birthday. So I bought this book, and it's really short, and everyone says that it's really, really good, and I just want to have a 5-star in this vlog so bad. And I just kind of feel like reading a book that, not that I haven't been doing that, but I just kind of feel like reading a book that I really want to read, and I think that this might be it. So right now the goal is to not finish, but reach page 300 of Trust of the Emerald Sea, and then hopefully start in on I Have Never Known Men. And that is it. And again, it's been 8 minutes and I still haven't shut the fuck up, so let me go do that, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hello friends, it's a brand new day. Today is Tuesday, and I wanted to update you that I did finish Trust of the Emerald Sea last night. I told you that I was going to try to reach page 300, but I just ended up finishing it. And unfortunately, this wasn't a big win for me. I think I'm going to end up giving this 3 stars. I liked it fine. I thought it was just okay, which I really wasn't expecting because, yeah, the reviews for this book are just out of this world. Everyone loves this book so much, and I don't really understand why, which I know is kind of bad to say, but I just didn't find it all that great. Positive points. I overall liked it. Like, a 3 stars, I liked it. I liked our characters. I really liked Trust. I thought she was a really interesting character to follow. And I liked the found family aspect of the story. I thought that was done really cute. And I like the freedom with which Brandon Sanderson constructed this world. He's so imaginative, and reading this felt like I was reading a kid's book. In terms of ideas, in terms of building, like world building, it really felt like when you're younger and you have such creative energy and freedom and imagination, and anything is possible, and you come up with your own logic for how everything works. And it just really reminded me of that feeling of when I was younger, which I really appreciated. But overall, I just didn't find this to be very engaging. I thought it was a little bit boring. I was struggling a little bit to conceptualize and visualize some things in my head as well, which doesn't always help me. I am a very visual reader, so when I can't really picture what the author is saying, it kind of bothers me a little bit. I just was expecting a little bit more. I don't know more of. I don't know what that more is. I was just expecting a little bit more, for it to be more engaging, maybe for me to enjoy it a little bit more. I'm not really sure what it means. I'll reflect on it, but for now, yes, it is a 3. I'm glad this wasn't my first read of the year, because I was so sure this is going to be a 5-star, and it just wasn't. But I have moved on. Where is it? Where did I put it? Oh, here. I have started I Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. I am so excited to finally be reading this book, and I'm currently on page 40 of less than 200, but this doesn't really have paragraphs or chapters. The first break that we have is going to happen now on page 55. It's the first time that there's going to be like a separation, because these first 50 pages were just all strung together without any breaks. And I am enjoying this. I think that the introduction by Sophie McIntosh really helped to contextualize what this book is. And I really cannot I'm struggling a lot to separate this from the Holocaust and the experience of people there, because Jacqueline Hartman had to escape from Belgium to Casablanca during the Second World War. And this feels, you know, like 40 women in a cage, complete dehumanization. The only difference is that in this book, they have access to water, they have access to food, so they don't starve, they don't... But it's like this complete dehumanization of these women. They're just there together and they can't touch each other, they don't have a lot of autonomy, they all have to use the bathroom in front of one another. So it's this complete dehumanization that is really, really hard to read and really hard to separate from some very real things that have happened and continue to happen nowadays. Not specifically in cages, but, you know, I'm having a hard time thinking of this as like a science fiction or a dystopian when these are very real things that happen. But I think I am enjoying it. We are following the perspective of a younger character who is the only adolescent amongst these women who are all older, and she's just going through a lot of usual phases of growth. She's discovering her sexuality, she is experienced the rebellious streak that we all get when we're teenagers and we think that the world is against us and that everyone hates us and nobody understands us, which is very interesting to be reading her perspective on this, because it's interesting how someone who grew up in such a different environment and who didn't have a normal life can still go through all the phases that makes us human and makes us people. So I'm finding it interesting. It's not like an all-time favorite or anything yet, but I'm finding it very interesting. I understand why people like it, and there are some interesting concepts, meditations here, but I cannot wait to continue reading and see what else happens, because we know that she has escaped right at the beginning of right at the beginning, and even in the synopsis we know that they will escape from this place finally. So I'm very interested to get there and see how that all ends up happening. So third book of the year, I'm really excited. I would love to finish, this is the last day of the vlog. I'm finishing it today or tomorrow, but I'm uploading it tomorrow. So this is the last day of the vlog, and I would love to finish this book, but I don't know if that's unrealistic for me. Probably tomorrow, but I don't know. I am really enjoying it, and I cannot wait to see what it holds, because it's very, very interesting. I have now finished I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this and also just end up wrapping up this vlog. I ended up really enjoying this book. I think I'm going to give it 4 stars, in that realm, like a very strong 4-star read for me. I thought it was really great, but at the same time it wasn't life-changing, as it sometimes feels like it is for other people that I've seen review this book. So it wasn't that life-changing for me, but I thought it was pretty great and I really enjoyed my time with it. It was very compelling to read. I read this in 2 days, given, yes, it's not a short, no, it's not a long novel, I know that, but still, I read this in 2 days, and even without chapters, which is something that I usually do not like in a book, I like when a book has chapters, I still felt very compelled to read, to find out what was going to happen, to maybe try and get some answers, even though that did not happen. I think you can figure that out on your own. Just like these characters, we never really get answers as to what is going on and what happened and how they came to be in this position. But I thought it was so interesting. And a lot of it was actually the writing and the way that this author told this story. I thought it was really beautifully told, but also so simple sometimes. But it was a really beautiful story without being too lyrical, without the author trying too hard, I think. And those are my favorite types of books. I usually don't really like when an author tries too hard to be lyrical, when they try too hard to have like this purple prose. I don't really enjoy that, so I really enjoy books like this that are much more quiet types of books that are beautiful, but they're not overwhelmingly lyrical in the usual sense. And I don't know, obviously I can't tell you a lot about this book because it really relies on the experience of following this character as she's trying to get answers, as she's trying to survive, as she's trying to make something of herself. So really there's not a lot that I can say about this book. I think that you should just figure it out on your own. I think that you should just read it and find out, because there's not a lot that I can tell you that, one, would be satisfying, and two, I think it would spoil the experience a little bit, even though not much happens. But I think it would be best to just read it and find out on your own. And because I have now finished this book, I can now say that in 2025 I have already finished 3 books, which is not a lot for a lot of people, but I'm proud of that. I'm happy with that. So now let's discuss the ratings and any final thoughts that I have to share. So the first book that I read in this vlog was A Curious Beginning by Deanna Raybourn, the beginning of the Veronica Speedwell series. This was almost a 4-star, rounded up. I really enjoyed my time with this, and I cannot wait to continue on with the series because I'm kind of, yeah, I understand why people love this romance, and I'm kind of getting really into it. Then I finished Dress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson, which was my buddy read of the week, the month. I didn't really like this. I thought it was just fine. I mean, I liked it, but it didn't leave me very content. It didn't leave me very satisfied, if I'm being really, really honest. I thought it was just okay, which I know is kind of criminal to say because so many people love this book so much, but I didn't really get it. I thought it was just okay. And now for probably the strongest book of this vlog, I Have Never Known Men. I'm so excited that I finally read this book. I'm so happy that I enjoyed it as much as I did. And I cannot wait to see what the rest of the year brings me in terms of my reading. In any case, I hope that you did enjoy watching this vlog, the first vlog of 2025. Listen, it wasn't the most exciting, but we're slowly coming out of the Christmas, New Year's hibernation period. I'm slowly getting out of it. I also had to finish, you know, my first semester of my post-grad degree. And so, you know, I'm finally coming out of the hibernation, and I am hopeful that I'm going to bring you a lot of fun vlogs soon. But if you did enjoy watching this video, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content, and I'll see you in my next video. I hope you have a nice day, and I'll remember that life is worth reading.